Hi all. In this video we will see how we can make a local project into a Git repo and how we can make a link to the remote repository and then push the contents from local to remote. So in the UI I'm sharing Visual Studio screen, and in that I have a folder called backend test. So in this folder there are two files, and this is just a folder containing two files. This is not a Git repo, you can see it. Okay, now we need to create a repo in the hosted environment, and then we have to create a mapping between this folder to the repo in the hosted site. Okay. You can use any of the hosted Git service, GitHub, GitLab, or anything. For this demo, I am using Gitea locally hosted environment. So in this page, you can see in the right hand side we have a plus button, and we have option to create a new repository. I'm selecting that, and here it is asking for the repository name. So I'm taking this folder name and I'm giving it as a repository name so that we can have a easy mapping. Okay. I'm leaving all other fields as it is. By default, whatever comes, let it come. But the repository name is mandatory that we have provided. And when we scroll down, we have option called create repository. I'm clicking on this create repository button. So now the repository is created, and in the below section it is giving some instructions how to make our local folder into a Git repository, and then how to add files, and then how to create a remote upstream reference, and then how we need to push it. Okay, so currently this repository is created. It is trying to use the main branch. We will use these commands to achieve our goal. So these steps, if you take GitHub, it will also give you the steps in a similar way to configure your local folder so that it will be converted into a Git repo, and then we can create a mapping to the remote repository. So here we have the folder. First we need to create into a Git repository. So for that we need to run this command git init. Okay. So here I am skipping this readme file creation part because we already have some files. We will use that. We have to run this command to convert this folder into a Git repository. Okay. So I have run this command git init. Now if you run git status, it will show you the details. So currently it is on master branch, and then we see two files that are in untracked status. Now we will go back to the Gitea page, and next step is it is asking to create a main branch. So main branch, we will do that. Now we have created a main branch. What other steps? Next part is adding files. So here it is saying we need to add readme. So instead of readme, we will add the files that we already have. So git add and close browser and launch browser. Okay. So these two files we have added, and in the Visual Studio code you can see the changes that got moved to staging changes area, or like you can run git status to see that. Okay, so the color got changed to green, and previously it was in untracked status. Now that is gone. So currently Git is tracking these two files. Okay, we will go back to Gitea to see what are other details are there, and then we added the files. Now we have to do a commit. Now I'm pasting this command. Okay. So git commit. So commit message, whatever the message you want, we can have it. But for this demo, I'm just using the content that GTI gave. Okay. So now it has created a local commit. So this commit is available in the local. You can see in the left hand side. So in case if you are not using VS Code, to see the commit, we can run the command git log. Okay, so this way also you can see the previous commit. So next steps, this is done. Then we have to create a mapping from local to remote. So we will add this command and then we will execute it. So now it got added. To check whether it got added, we can run this command remote git -v. So it is showing origin is what the alias name for this URL remote reference. So origin, and then the URL that we added, like we are seeing it here. So next, once we have added that, we can use this push command to move the files from local, move the commit from local to remote. We will run this command. So it is asking for the username for the remote, for connecting to remote repository. So I'm providing the username and password. Okay, so it is saying like writing objects. Okay, it is saying the processed one reference in total. So everything is done as expected. Okay, so we will check whether these two files are there in the remote repo or not. Okay, we will refresh this page. And you can see the two files that we created in local. It got pushed into the remote repository, and you can see the related commit message that we added. Okay, and in the left hand side you can see the name that is showing as John. But if you go to this repository, we haven't configured anything, the name details, right? So how it is taking that name details and then it is displaying there. Okay. So what happens is, so in my machine, I have a git config setup that is at user level. That means whatever the repo that we create, by default the current logged in user will use that configuration. So to view that details, we can run this command git config -global, and then we have to say -list. Okay, so here we can see the two configuration, email and name. So from here it is taking that particular details that you see it in the remote repository John. Okay, so if you want to change this contents, we can change it. So this is a global setting. So if you are not creating anything local configuration, then it will take the global configuration. You can also override this content by adding the local configuration, or you can also update the global configuration. Okay, so if you want to see what we have it in local, then you can run this command local list. Okay, so currently there is no user email and name configuration, but all some other configurations it is displaying. Okay, so that means current local we don't have the user email and name configuration. So we will try to add the local configuration so that we can override the global configuration. Okay. So if you want to override the name, then we have to use git config command to change the value. So here we will use git config to set the local name. So currently the local part, nothing is showing related to username or user email. So we will add that configurations. So user.name, and then we have to provide the name. So we will give a different name. I'll give us Sergey as username, and the email is email, and then we have to use some email address. Okay, now we have configured the local setting. So local setting will take the priority if we have. So now if you run this command, now it will display the details. Okay, so if you add commit now, then it will take the local content. So we will add some files, add a file. Say test.java. So if you run git status, it is in untracked. So we will add it to staging area. Got added. Now we will do a commit. Add test file. Okay. So okay, git -m. Okay, it got added. So in the left hand side, you can see the name, it got changed. Okay, so it is taking from the local setting. Then if you do a git push, then you will be able to see the same name in the remote. There it is. It got pushed, and we see it in the remote. See, two commits. One, first time we used the John, and second time we used the Sergey. So we try to override the local configuration, right? So if you want to override the global itself, then you have to use a flag. Say -- global, and then the change that we want to make. Okay, so if you want to change the global also as Sergey, you can do it this way, and then global name is equal to Sergey. Okay, Sergey. So you can check that using this command git config -global -list. So previously it was John. Okay, so previously global list, it is showing user email and name with John's name and ID. Now the same global list is showing us Sergey. So if we don't have the local configuration, so if you create a new repo and if you don't have the local configuration, then it will take the user level global configuration. So under a user, if you create any repository and if you don't have the local username and email configuration, then it will take the global configuration. The global is, the name will be Sergey and Sergey @.xml. So if we see like a commit is having a name, then we have to check this way. Okay, using list option you have to check, and if you want to make changes, you can make it this way. There is one more option that is at system level, that is global to all users, but currently I just want to say there is an option, but not planning to cover as part of this demo. Thanks for watching.